Alright, so back here messing around with the 52 shop truck. I made this the other day, but it's kind of getting whipped up. I think it's kind of been roughed around, but this was kind of what I had in mind as far as a door panel for this thing. I traced this out so I didn't have a door panel. I think they were some sort of like, maybe like a cardboard door panel originally, but I'm not really too sure. Trying to get this thing set up. I have this little pick here, and I'm just kind of, when I was lining these holes up, these are the mounting holes for the door panel. Basically what I'm trying to do is make sure that where I'm poking my holes line up with the bolt holes, these threaded holes in the door panel, so I don't have to get too crazy when I go to bolt this on. So I know about where the center of the bolt will be. And I've got these here. These here I could drill out, you know, pretty good size hole, because these bigger hole here, and I can actually move that door panel around, because this is what actually would cover that. So I could probably go to like a 3/4 to 1 inch hole and still be pretty good, because that's about a 1.5 inch diameter there. So that would give me a little bit of adjustment up and down. The key would be to getting these staying close as I can, because not much more of a 1/4 inch bolt. I think these are probably a 10 or 12. And then I could go to 1/4, maybe just a little bit bigger than a 1/4. But the head of the bolt for the thread pitch will be pretty good size. So I'm going to shoot to use my 1/4 inch crater maker, and then hopefully run in like a number 10 screw through here, or 12, so the hole can be a little bit bigger, and it would give me a little bit of adjustment on my door panel. The other thing I'm kind of fighting on this darn thing is that it's not perfectly flat this way. It's got kind of a bow here that goes up and in, and then this sticks out. So my door panel, I think I'm going to have to run through the English wheel and maybe stretch, not really stretch, but add kind of a arc this way into my panel. So I'm going to grab some of that stuff up, set up on my little table, and try to trace this out, draw it out, cut it out, trace this onto the new panel, cut it out, and then see if I can fit the door panel on here before we do any kind of bead roll. All in all, actually looks pretty good. I've got, let's see, that was sitting there. I could turn this down just a little bit. That's just an 8. It's actually too small, so that size is an 8, and then we're running a number 10. Is what are we going to do for a pattern? Cool. Then I have our little crater maker, which is this little guy right here, a little guy right there. We kind of do those here, and then run a step roll bead here, just kind of stopping it and coming up, kind of to match what we did back here. This style bead, basically run it either up to it or close to, or on the inside. That I haven't quite figured out yet. So, but if we do, maybe we'll do a dimple die here, or the crater maker here, come out about a 1/2 inch, and we'll start a bead roll. It comes up, it kind of comes in, and then I think then we're going to do a step here, 1.5 inch roll step up, and I still think we're going to have to run it through an English wheel and get some arc this way to it. That door almost comes out and then drops back in, so we might have to do a rubber band here and then flip it over and do one here. Door panel, this is something I had started to make for an armrest. Basically it would go like this. My thought was that before I put any kind of crazy bead rules in this, dimple dies, I gotta figure out where my armrest goes. So basically I could kind of trace it out so that if I do a pleat or something, it doesn't go in behind this. I'm thinking somewhere in there, so I'm going to rough this in with a Sharpie, basically just kind of trace this out. Then I'll know not to, and then put a line across there and make sure I don't wheel down inside there. At least I think that's the plan. die, which is part of his art roll set. You get that from Mettler Brothers. We're on a Bailey's 36-inch bead roller. And I've got a skateboard wheel I believe I got from Mettler Brothers too. So this was going to basically allow the panel to be pushed, you can see that now, in right there. Basically it pushes the panel in and then back up. That's how we're going to get our pleats. And we're going to trace that this way and then come back and do it this way. At least that's the plan. I got everything set up, so I'm going to start the bead rolling. Well, it seems kind of dark, doesn't it? But I guess that's what we got for a panel. Seems to be kind of dark over here for this camera. So we'll get that over there. We're going to dimple dye it. Alright, so what we're going to use now is we got these little dimple dyes. Basically this is the 1/4 inch dimple die that takes a 1/4 inch bolt. You can get 3/16, 5/16, 1/4 and 3/8. And what we're going to do is we're going to run this side here pushes up the panel, and this is a female side that basically pushes that back down, where this here will create a nice little roll back down and out into our panel. So I'm going to run this way, so I remember to put this up through there, goes through like this, get their nut and impact these down. Alright, so that's about where I'm at on that. I do have my armrest. I just need to finish it. Basically, we're going to cap the top of this off and try to figure out how to get the darn thing to mount in there. Thinking there's 2 holes right in here. I have a template of the door that I made. I can put my holes here and then maybe make an L bracket that comes out. Make this flat on top and then drop down so you can get your fingers in it. And then in that same groove where you put your fingers in to close the door, have this come in and bolt in. I'm thinking about like so, something along that line, along those lines there, but I haven't finished this. That's another project for a later day, but I did get the door panel all done, sitting in there, got the handles on it, so next we'll be doing something down there probably. I do have the factory ones for that, and they are metal. I might just throw those on for now, but that's pretty much what we got there. So like this video, this type of stuff, give me a like and subscribe, comment below. Remember, we got there, create something today. You know, it sucks. Peace.